Alright, I want to kind of quickly go over just a few quick NeewerLite-Python settings and how they should work. Alright, I have a SSL 660 RGB and CCT light and a SL80 like on camera, little tiny light. Both of these work with the program, at least that I've tested, so let me turn these on. So that's on, and that's on. Alright, so as you can see on the back displays, both the Bluetooth links are off. They're not linked to anything. So I'm going to run my program here. It automatically looks for new lights, or when I say new lights, I mean lights that you have available. So it should find both, then it should auto-connect to both of them. Sometimes it doesn't always connect properly. Okay, so it found both of them. If you move these sliders without clicking on a light first, it will compute the value, but it won't actually send anything to the light. To actually send something to a light, you have to click on it. Right now I'm selecting the small one, this one here, and then you can drag the sliders to make it change hue, saturation, brightness, or in other modes, like this is the white balance mode. Make it like nighttime white balance, turn it down a little bit. Now let me say I want to change the big light to like straight blue, but turn it down a little. Okay, so these are controlling each of these independently. When you click on this, it controls that. When you click on this, it controls this. When you click on both of them, it controls both of them. So now they're both changing color at the same time. So if you have 4, 5, 6, 7 lights here, and you click on all 5 or 6 of them, it will control all 5 or 6 of them. Let me reopen this program one more time to see if I can get it to not recognize one of them. And see, as it's unlinking them, you can see on the back display again, the Bluetooth icon is flashing on both of them, which means once again they're unpaired and completely not tethered to anything. So let me run this program one more time. Okay, it's looking for the lights again. Like I said, sometimes it doesn't automatically connect. Okay, that one worked. That one didn't. Or no, that one did, sorry. They both did. Now, once again, both of them are showing up, but it detected the big one first this time. So the big one is on the top line. The smaller one is on the bottom line. Not that it really matters. It's just the way that it's the order in which it found the lights. Same deal. Click on it. You can change the settings. Now I'm changing the big one. Now I'm changing the small one. And then click on both of them to turn it down. Or animations. Now both of them are doing animations. Turn them both off. Click on one of them to do animation on just the one. Or this one. Now we'll change it on this one to this. Double click. If you hit Control A, if you click in this white space and hit Control A, it selects all of the lights you have currently available. And then you can control both at the same time. It is changing both of the settings to the exact same setting. You can see on the back light here, like 63%, hue was 19, over here 19, 63%, and the saturation's AO is 100. It might look slightly different just the way the camera's looking at it, but it is the same color. Rescan scans for new lights. If there are any new lights you added to the setup since the last time you looked. It located 2 lights, but they're already linked, so it's not going to try to relink them. If one of them is not connected and you hit connect, it tries to reconnect it. Both of these are already connected, so it's not going to try to reconnect it. Changing that one. Changing this one. This one's in RGB mode, I believe. Yeah, this one's RGB and this one's white balance, there's CCT. Let me try running it one more time here. I want to see it not connect to one of these, because every once in a while it does not connect. I'm not really sure why that is, but sometimes it doesn't. So run it one more time. Okay, connect to that one, and it connected to that one. Okay, so sometimes it does not. Just recently I added some command line arguments that you can add, because I want to make it a command line accessible program too. So let me just do this here. Mode equals HSL. It should start at an HSL mode instead of CCT mode. And it did. It's still going to do the same thing with the looking for the lights. I'm also planning on making the auto detect thing a command line string as well, but I haven't yet. Same deal. Okay. You can also specify specific values to start with. Let's see, HSL saturation, actually no, hue should be starting at 80, saturation should be 50, and brightness should be 12. See, 80, 50, 12. Now, I mean, that's not incredibly useful quite yet, because the whole point of this command line string is so that it can send something without going to the GUI, the GUI, whatever you want to call it. But that's one way to do it. The way I have the program set up at the moment is these values here are testing purposes. And I'm going to make these command line strings too, but if you don't want it to automatically look for lights or automatically connect the lights when it finds them, you can change these values here to false. Then when you run it, it will just open the program, but it won't actually look for anything. It'll just open and then run the thread. Close it, closes it. Then if you want to do it manually, you click on scan to scan for lights. Give it a second. Okay, found both lights. It didn't connect either of them automatically because you have that turned off. So then you click on the one you want to connect to, hit connect. It tries to connect to it. Okay, so this one is connected, so if I drag this slider, it will send the command. This one is not connected, so it will not. See, light isn't linked yet, so you can't send to it, so connect. Now it's ready to send, so now you can drag it and do whatever you want with it. Change it to CCT mode. Turn it down, click on the other one, make it bright blue, turn it down, then take both of them and make it go crazy. I didn't have them selected, that's why I didn't send anything. I can do this as much as I want. As long as I don't have anything selected, it won't actually control anything. So you got to select both of these, and then you can do this. Now it makes it go crazy. Also, the turn off. Let me actually switch it to something more generic here. So they're both green, even though, like I said, this looks blue, but they're both the same color. It's just the way that the camera is looking at the lights. There we go, they're both red. You can turn them both off. Now they're both in standby mode, power saving mode, whatever you want to call it. And now when you click turn on, it turns them back on, and you can send more values to it. If they're off, and you try to send a value to it, it will not send. It will say it's sending, but it's not actually going to send anything because they're not receiving anything. It's just in a power saving state. But if you turn it back on, then drag it, now they can receive it. And that's pretty much up to this point all the program is. It looks for lights, it connects to them, you can tell it not to automatically search for them. It sends a value computed from all this stuff to this characteristic in the Bluetooth spec of each light, and both of these lights look for this specific characteristic as a parameter. Like, that's what it sends it to. It sends it to that number in the light's specification, and that's how it works. But for some reason, the 660 bicolor lights do not send either to this characteristic, or they use a different string here, a different byte string of values to send to the light, and I'm not really sure what they are because I don't have one of those lights to test with, but hopefully we can figure that out. Hopefully I can figure that out, we can get it figured out. And that's where I'm going to end it right here. Let me turn them off again, and that will be it.